Alright, so I've watched a TV series recently called Kevin Can Himself. Holy moly. Okay, straight up, I recommend this. I loved it, I binged it in 3 days, and the only reason I stopped during individual days is because I ran out of comfortable positions to lay in while watching it. This gave me the same vibes watching Breaking Bad did, and I loved it almost as much. Boy, is this a crazy one. What is it about? Meet Kevin, the lovable idiot getting up to his crazy hijinks. His wife Allison just doesn't get all the fun things he does, always raining in every parade with her endless whining. Together with his best friend Neil, his wacky priest dad, and Neil's sister Patricia, the gang is always up to no good. 10 years of loveless marriage to an overgrown man-child who can't treat anything seriously. Kevin is always right. Kevin is the most important. Kevin is the only one who matters. Everything is revolving around Kevin. Kevin can himself. What did I enjoy? First thing, and the most important to me personally, the lead. Allison is the perfect representation of this Marge Griffin. It never made sense to me why does Marge Simpson or anyone else in this typical sitcom setting stay with their husband. Early seasons of Simpsons maybe. Do it for her, Homer becoming safety inspector, and that episode with Lisa's pony. There I can understand it. But later, then it's just purely acting like a jerk? Sucking out any semblance of relatability or decency whatsoever? And then Kevin is this exact same kind of quintessential jerk. In Allison's meltdown, it was so vindicating. When she's descending into these crazy schemes because it's not enough to just get away from this piece of garbage. He has to go. And he has to go now. It legitimately felt again like Breaking Bad, where it gets progressively more and more insane and this quiet person just descends into madness. Although there is far less insanity than Breaking Bad, let's be honest about that. And it does turn down the speed a little bit as the time goes on. Anyway, this actress Annie Murphy, she's just flawless in this role. Shifting from a wholesome cinnamon bun of a person to a walking manipulative red flag. And the relationship she has with Patricia, good lord, I wish I had a friend who'd get down as much as she does. Even to her own detriment. And speaking of Patricia, such a complex character, good lord, these two and her brother. They have such a trip over the course of these 2 seasons, I'm just speechless. I just liked all of them at different points, and all of them showed such depth, all the while being wrapped in this sitcom nonsense. Although it did make me wonder whenever anyone is happy in that bloody town. So aside from that, I'd like to comment that I was always confused and surprised as to where it was going. That might not sound like a praise, but lately I've been a little bored with predictability, so this was a breath of fresh air for me. Can't really elaborate without spoilers, so I'll just leave it at that. In the end, all is well that ends well, I guess that's good enough. And another thing is the shift. So the main gimmick of the series is the perspective. Whenever Kevin is on screen, it's canned laughter all around, lots of light and loud conversations. Whenever it's from Allison's point of view, it's all muted colors, quiet events, and just completely different atmosphere. And the moment it shifts is so uncomfortable. It starts as a comedy, it's very much the same as it says on the tin, but I'd say past like 20 minutes in the first episode, it just drops the comedy. Even when it's trying to be funny, every single goddamn laugh is like nails on a chalkboard, and another twitch of the eye. It honestly made me wonder how some other people see the world. For some head-in-the-cloud types, it's obvious they see things differently, but the others? How often do you think about that? Just makes me wonder about how my school bullies saw the world. How little it must matter to that f***ing degenerate how I felt. It was all just a barrel of laugh. All in good fun, ain't it? Anyway, what did I dislike? Honestly, the shift, which is also important to the pacing. Writers tried hard to make the comedy to be a comedy, but like I said, it quickly becomes unbearable. Which is the point. But, well, if something is a pain to get through, that's a negative. Right? Yeah, I might be stretching here. It's just, those segments could have been shorter. The episode honestly felt too long sometimes. I'm not sure what to dream though. There are definitely some slow moments which set the mood very well. Difficult to say exactly what I would remove. Other than that, there's also this money situation. I know it's a boring nitpicking point, but I was just confused and have to bring it up. Which is also tied into Kevin's crap. He spends money all the time to buy endless booze, get takeout, all the while doing his thing. Yet it's never even shown that he works. It's mentioned, sure, but that's about it. Same with Allison. She works, okay, that's different, but barely? And yet she drives around all the time, buys... spoilers what she buys, but really money doesn't seem to be a problem. It's said to be a problem, but I don't really see it. Show, don't tell, and all that. I don't really see it shown. And at one point, any money trouble just, poof, vanishes completely. And some relationships felt forced and a bit out of place. But, yeah, whatever. I'm nitpicking now. Point was that I felt was like going through a fever dream watching this, and when I was out, it's like a week has passed. And in the end, it made me think about all the negative traits that I and people around me exhibit and how they might affect people or be perceived. It's definitely a series which felt unique and at the same time so familiar. I liked it, and I hope more people like it, and hopefully there's more insanity to come from the people who made this.